Three-part live. Two titles in the headliner, but I'm going to touch on the Wisconsin shooting as well because something's on my mind. I want to discuss about that debacle. Movie suggestions are on my community page. Polls are on the community page. Please take them. I have a test I want you all to exact if you can. I did a live stream last night. I had a few things on my mind. And what I want you to do is take the test. Tell someone that your car is broke down or you don't have a car or the car's in the shop and see how many people will offer you a ride to work, to the grocery store, errand running. Comment under the post on my community page and let me know how it turned out. Do this for about 2 days and let me know how it turns out. Thank you very much. Hello, everybody in the chat. Movies for the week, Married a Baller and Crescent City, both playing on Tubi. Thank you for joining me. New developments pertaining to Rex Heuermann. ABC 7 NY is source.
Major new developments in the Gilgo Beach murders. The suspect, Rex Heuermann, has been charged with yet another murder in his case.
Yeah, the latest victim, Valerie Mack, whose remains were found in two different locations, in Manorville back in 2000 and in Gilgo Beach a decade later. This brings the total number of Heuermann's alleged victims now to 7.
He appeared in court today where he pleaded not guilty to the latest murder charge. Mack's family and family members of other Gilgo victims were at court as well.
Eyewitness News reporter Darla Miles is here now with the very latest developments. Darla.
Liz and David, Rex Heuermann must be feeling the pressure from the number of murders he's being accused of, and that may have prompted him to snappishly enter a plea of not guilty this morning. Prosecutors say DNA connects him to the murder of Valerie Mack, and today they also released new evidence about his obsession with the case. These old newspaper articles and magazines, prosecutors say, are trophies that Rex Heuermann kept for himself in the decades-long search for the elusive serial killer on Long Island. Knowing all the while, they say, police were looking for him. An indictment in the murder of a 7th woman, Valerie Mack, until Tuesday, against the 60-year-old architect.
The various things that he has kept since going all the way back to 1993, it's evincing his intent.
Today, Heuermann told a Suffolk County judge, "Your Honor, I'm not guilty of any of these charges," speaking for the first time about being indicted in the deaths of 7 women.
And so, see, this is where I have a problem. You're charging him with unaliving this young lady, 2nd degree, but yet you just said it shows intent from keeping the trophies and dating back 30-something years. So why is it 2nd degree murder? You can't have murder after murder, proof of remains that the person was bludgeoned to death, shot, stabbed, cut up, and then it's one after the other, and this person's DNA is linked to these women, men, whomever. So how is it 2nd degree? Maybe the first time, but you gotta have proof of that too. He's denying all allegations, all charges, as he did in court today. I didn't do it. I didn't do it, Your Honor. I didn't do it. Wasn't me. But when you get to 2 bodies, after 2, once your DNA is linked to the victim, plural victims, how can it be 2nd degree murder? There's no way anyone in their right mind is going to believe your DNA is linked to different people who are deceased, proven deceased, and it's 2nd degree, it's accidental, it's manslaughter. No, it's 1st degree. You are out here hunting people deliberately. This is bullshit. You're at 7 now. All need to be 1st degree murder. That's my opinion.
In some ways, we had expected that there would be additional charges based on the 5th and 6th indictments, or I should say victims.
I can't remember, Mary.
The remains of Valerie Mack were discovered back in 2000, the year she disappeared in a wooded area in Manorville. More remains were discovered on Gilgo Beach in 2011. The indictment says her mutilated right leg with a tattoo of her son's name was clearly intended to inhibit the identification of Miss Mack. And prosecutors also say the task force has connected line items in the planning document found in Heuermann's home to Mack's killing.
We see that one of the dump sites which were discussed in that document was Mill Road, which was the road that Valerie was found in the vicinity of.
Heuermann's attorney plans to request to sever 2 of these cases, saying the prosecution keeps piling on new charges.
And listen, I'm saying this today. I don't know what else the prosecution has in store. I don't know if they're going to come back with another.
What do you care?
Brown's motion to sever is granted. There would essentially be 3 trials, one for the first 4 victims, then the second 2 victims, and a third one for Valerie Mack.
He wants
but
the
Michael
what?
Brown also notes today he's really not optimistic that the judge will grant that motion. For the first 4 victims, then the second 2 victims, and a third one for Valerie Mack. But Michael Brown also notes today now, if Michael Brown's motion to sever is granted, there would essentially be 3 trials, one for the first 4 victims,
different
then the second
trials.
2 victims, and a third one for Valerie Mack. But Michael Brown also notes today he's really not optimistic that the judge will grant that motion. Liz?
Well, the motion was granted to have the trials severed. Such a horrible word, considering she was chopped up. Let's pick a better word. Separated the trials of each victim. Well, your DNA is linked to them. So separate, together, what's the damn difference? Now, each person's family member may say, yeah, I want them separate. Some might want them together. I don't know. Family members were there for the press conference. Her parents are alive. As I said before, my problem is second-degree murder. When you're at body count 7, it's not second degree. It's first degree. He's been hunting these women. He's collected newspapers. Go back and watch this content. They have it laid out. The newspapers he collected. As most of you know, he was a hoarder. He and his wife, boxes full up to the rafters in the garage. I mean, literally, you open the garage door, the boxes are just neatly stacked up. You probably couldn't even get in there. There's no telling what they found. Well, I'm sure this is some of what they found. Newspapers. He was watching the case, checking the case, and what's effed up, this case could have been solved. Some of these cases could have been solved years ago had they not had such a dirty chief of police who had his own deviances, as many of you know. There's no telling who else was working in the police department that was foul. For all I know, they know Rex Heuermann. Yeah, I'm going to say that. Because that has been proven. These cases could have been put to bed years ago had somebody been diligent enough to follow through with the evidence and the evidentiary material and the women popping up. And as you hear with Miss Mack, 24 years of age, missing in 2000, last seen in 2000. I believe she was escorting in, or coming from Philadelphia, escorting in New Jersey, if I'm not mistaken. The point is, police department didn't do the job because they didn't want to. And if you know you're doing something foul yourself, hell no, you don't want to tackle this case because you don't want your own dirty business coming out. And that's what we believe, some of us, what's going on hanky-panky with this police department. And that's why these cases sat on the back burner. And the fact that he dumped her remains in different places, he was busy. Oh, I'll put a leg over here. I'll put your arm over here. Don't care. But they had the nerve to sit in court. Oh, it wasn't me. Oh, I don't know where that DNA came from. It's ridiculous. 60-year-old Rex Heuermann, former architect from Long Island, has been charged in second-degree murder of Valerie Mack, who was 24 years of age. Remains put in different places. DNA is a match. His attorney wants the cases severed. Motion granted by the judge today. And he says he's not guilty. Rex Heuermann, let the Queen talk to you for just a second, okay? Let me talk to you for just a second. You need to accept the fact that your DNA has linked you to now 7 bodies, and you need to just plead on out. They don't have the death penalty, so all he could get is life in prison with no parole. That's it. He's not facing the death penalty, so there's no bartering, and usually they don't barter with the death penalty anyway, the state. So why not just end all this? But you are a narcissist, a sicko, psychopath, however you want to word it, sociopath. So you're getting something out of this. So every time you go into court, you get to put a little suit on, or they get your hair cut, shave you. That's okay for you. You know you're not coming out of there. You know there's not going to be anybody that's going to hold up the jury box on your behalf. I might need to think about what I'm saying, because just in his favor, he would get somebody that say, no, he didn't do it. No, he didn't do it. But anywho, in this nonsense. Because see, what you're doing shows you're not very bright for an architect. The longer you hold out and not fold to say, yes, I unalive these women, take your sentence like a man, go on to prison and be done with it, you're just allowing the state to continue investigating all the other dead people and waiting for the DNA to come back. This shows me that you don't have no common sense. The longer you hold out, Mr. Heuermann, listen to me, listen to Queen. The longer you hold out, sir, this gives the state more time to investigate the DNA, wait for it to come back with your name attached to it, to put on another body. So while you're sitting in jail, twiddling your thumbs and getting a jolt out of all of this, they're only racking up more information against the bodies. So I think it's about 10 or more. So you keep sitting playing duck, duck, goose. We'll be waiting, and we will be sitting here with body number 8 linked to you, then body number 9 linked to you, and so on and so forth. 30 years going back on the victims, 1993. That's a long time up until 2010. So how long was he an active serial killer? Although he's denying the charges, the allegations, but if you go back in the book of life, they're linking one victim in the early 90s. So how many women has he unalived total? When did he stop? Because when he got arrested, that was something to ponder on. Okay, this man's been busy. God knows what jurisdictions, how many jurisdictions he was working. New Jersey, New York, Long Island, wherever, out of town, South Carolina, Vegas, who knows? How many victims total in New York, New Jersey, surrounding cities, states, and states outward, downward? Rex Heuermann, how many women have you unalived? And the one that's Asian, that's a man, shut your mouth. See, now you got to ask that question too. Is he a down low white man? He likes men. He fancied a man dressed up like a woman. I don't know. But that one they found was a full-blown man. The Asian person was an Asian male who possibly identified as a woman. So did Rex Heuermann know that the Asian man was actually a man, but he identified as a woman? So are we now going to find out that Rex Heuermann likes men? Just asking. Maybe you know P. Diddy. I said that. Because everybody looking like they know P. Diddy. So Rex Heuermann, do you know Sean Puffy Combs? Jay-Z? I'm just asking. Excuse my manners. That's the latest, everybody. Feel free to go to my community page to check out the said information. Hey, GG, we got to ask. New York is not that big. The state is not that big. Long Island ain't that far, you know what I'm saying, from Manhattan, New Jersey. It's all together. So I don't know who knows who, but I know with all these men coming out lately on the down low and messing with little boys and men and raping and drugging, you gotta ask, because one of those men was found in the vicinity of the women that were discarded. So what we have to ask ourselves is the obvious. Did that guy tell Rex he's a guy but dressed up as a woman? Did he seek him out, wanting a man, transgender, whatever? Just asking. All right. Let me talk about this shooting that took place in Wisconsin. The mayor gave a nice little statement earlier where she wanted everybody to show some respect pertaining to asking questions about the name of victims. Now, some of you may agree, some of you may not. I'm going to play a little bit of that information so you can hear her own actual words, the mayor of Madison, Wisconsin. Did not put it in the title, didn't have enough room, but I want to touch on it. I want to touch on that subject matter. Got a lot of, somebody named Mima started following Queen on the Newsbreak app. Thank you, Mima, wherever you are. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's see what I got here. We're going to hear from her, the mayor. She was not too nice today. Her commentary to the news. Everyone keeps asking her questions about the victims' names. And she gave them the business, which she should have. I commend her, because I'm sure a lot of people want to know who are the people who were shot and those who were unalive, the student and the teacher. But you do need to show some type of respect that these people are mourning the deaths, 2 deaths. Also, the people who are injured, they're in the hospital fighting for their life. So it's only been a day. Just calm down. Police will reveal who these people are. Just, calm down. Hold on.
Impacted by trauma and are grieving. And frankly, I think it should be up to them whether and if they want to share any personal identifying information with anyone at all. But it's not up to me. It's a law enforcement decision. And so when law enforcement feels like that's appropriate, they will share that information.
The shooter was named yesterday. You know why the victims were not named?
No, that's a law enforcement decision.
And unfortunately, he walked out the door, too. Do you know when we'll be able to talk to him?
I don't.
Adding up that question, I mean, we've been sitting here for the last 27 hours, as Adam mentioned. Why would you guys not have the proper people in place to answer some of these questions? You guys, including the fire chief, have sat here and tried to say that you want to dispel rumors on social media. You want to make sure that you're giving factual information. We're asking questions that have been circulating on social media, including rumors about the victims. Why not provide clarification and actually have people here to answer those questions to set the record straight?
I don't know how many times I can say this. We will share good factual information when we can. None of you is obliged to stay here. You're free to leave. You don't have to be sitting in this room if you don't want to.
Shut your mouth.
We will share information when we can. It's very important that that information be as factual as possible. All right, I'm going to say this and then we're done. It is absolutely none of y'all's business.
Woo, shut up.
Who was harmed in this incident. Please have some human decency and respect for the people who lost loved ones.
Say that again. Hold on, girl.
All right, I'm going to say this and then we're done. It is absolutely none of y'all's business who was harmed in this incident.
Go, girl.
Please have some human decency and respect for the people who lost loved ones or were injured themselves or whose children were injured. Just have some human decency, folks. Leave them alone. Let them grieve. Let them recover. Let them heal. Don't feed off their pain. We'll share what we can when we can, and not before that.
Woo, go ahead. It's a bad white girl. Shut your mouth.
All right, a very explosive end to the news conference here as school officials getting upset with the media, continuing to demand the names of the deceased and the victims as well. So there's a boiling point right now going on in Madison, Wisconsin, a day after the tragedy that we, of course, all remember. We brought it to you directly right here on Live Now from Fox, and we want to continue to talk a little bit more about this. And
I'm going to cut that right there. Live Now Fox is the source if you need verification. I can't get mad at what she said because that's the whole point of life. We're not in these people's shoes. That's not my baby over there dead. That's not my sister or my aunt or whomever murdered. It's not my child in the hospital. So that's what people need to think about. You're not in these people's shoes. That's why I always tell myself, sometimes it's best to just sit, let the information soak in before jumping the gun, getting upset, getting all riled up. And these reporters, whoever was in the room, you need to understand that she said it's up to law enforcement to decide to give you the names of the victims injured, not me. We will give you the right, good information when we are ready to give it to you. It's only been a day since the shooting. So we're not talking about 5, 6 days, 2 weeks. You're waiting to get information on who was injured. It's just been a day. So I don't think the world's going to stop 24 hours or so. You don't have information to the victims' names. As most of you know, when people are hurt or injured, it is protocol to always notify next of kin before giving news reporters, news entities, any type of information of a name without telling family first. And that is an appropriate protocol. Let us find the mother, father, aunt, whoever. So it don't matter if they find a body over here, a body over there, a body at the school. Doesn't matter. You fell asleep on the bus, had a heart attack. By right, they need to notify next of kin before going through your belongings and see that your name is Joe Black and then put it all over the damn news. So I commend her. She thanked everybody and their mama during that press conference, everybody, the health, fire department, FBI, everybody, hospital, nurses. She did her thing. I respect her because she let you know, you're not going to force feed nothing. We will do this when we are ready. There are people grieving, and that's the whole point. Even if you release the names, ain't nobody going to just stop grieving because somebody's name got mentioned. Somebody got to bury this lady. Somebody got to bury this kid. Then we got to worry about the other children, whoever was shot, the little kids shot, make sure they're going to even pull through. So it's like, you know, calm down. Just calm down. Just calm down. It's just a day. Just calm down. You're going to get the names. Calm down. Well, you released the name of the shooter. The shooter's name got out there. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, they ain't talking about her, and they ain't talking about who was injured and who died. In the story. Where I have the problem, this has got to stop. 488 shootings in 2024. So why are we still talking about children being shot, staff members being shot at schools? You school board members, school board directors, you are going to have to hire more staff, more protocol security measures in the school, every entry point in and out of doors. Will this be expensive? Yes, but we should not be counting 488 right before Christmas. Somebody's not celebrating Christmas in Madison, Wisconsin. Hello? 2 people aren't going to be celebrating if they indeed celebrate Christmas. They won't be celebrating anything. No more birthdays, no more holidays, no more Easter, no more nothing, no more 4th of July. It's a wrap. No more nothing. This has got to stop. You all are going to have to hire staff to watch the doors. I know that's a big feat, considering how big schools are. You have many doors. You have other outbuildings. I'm just throwing out a suggestion. You're going to have to do something, because this ain't going to work. That people can come to the school with a weapon, a knife, whatever, and hurt people at the school. How long are you just going to keep, just racking up bodies? Because you can't get in here, which is where the problem lies. This big thing right here, the brain. The girl she had some problems. Don't know she had counseling, don't know how she was treated at home, don't know what was going on at school, but we can use deduction, something wasn't right. And she also unalived herself. That's interesting. She said, hey, they ain't getting ready to shoot me. I'm going to shoot who I want, and then I'm going to kill myself. Save law enforcement the trouble. Because she already know that's where it's going to go anyway. Because obviously she didn't want to live. So she said, I'll beat him to the punch. This is deep. So the school boards of America, you need to come up with a solution as far as entry points and how to handle each student and staff coming in. Because it could have been a staff member came in with a gun and shot the damn classroom up. Teacher mad, having a bad day, going through a divorce, a wife, husband leaving them, and they're going to just spray the whole damn classroom, just walk out, start shooting people in the school. We had an incident happen here in Tennessee many years ago where one of the teachers shot the staff, went in the principal's office and started shooting. You got to use common sense. What did they say about him? Oh, he's quiet. He's nice. Somebody probably said the same thing about this little girl. She was nice. She was quiet. Yeah, they teased her. But you know what's even more disturbing? This was a Christian school. When they kept mentioning the name today, I kept saying, Queen, what are they talking about? Abundance of life? What the hell are they talking about? A child is being bullied at a Christian school? Nobody noticed she's being bullied or hurt or got some internal issues, or what's going on? And let me stop right there. I'm not going to assume she was bullied. I'll put my foot in my mouth. Something was going on with this young girl. What? I don't know. But whatever it was deep enough for her to go get a gun. And as you're hearing this live Fox now Fox commentary, the guy that's speaking, the next guy that you'll hear speaking, he's saying you can have all the gun reform you want, but they don't stop a person getting access to the gun and taking the gun to the place to shoot people. Which he's telling the truth. You can have all the gun laws you want. You got to be licensed to carry, have a permit, this and that. She's a kid. How did she get the gun? She's not even an adult. She's not even old enough to carry. She's not old enough to have a license, a permit, nothing. She wouldn't even get a background check for a gun. How did she get it? So now that's going to be a new problem. Everybody's going to start coming down on the parents. Well, where did you get the gun? You don't know she had a gun? So now we got to ask that question. Were any of the parents licensed carriers, had a gun, illegal carriers? Anybody in the house carried a weapon? It's the weapon. Are we going to find out it belongs to one of the parents? Because if so, woo, baby, you probably going to wish you were right where your daughter is. Because you're going to get sued. Because the first thing they're going to say, law enforcement, state, you left your gun out for your child to get access to it. And yes, you should be liable. So I pray for your sake, you have had a crafty teenager that found a way to get a weapon on her own, and it does not belong to any of you all in your house. I watched them take the door down. I was watching a little bit of the news tonight, and they were removing the damn front door. Do you know how crazy that looks? That damn door was coming off the hinges so they could do the search of this house. Now, I don't know what they're going to find, what they found in this house. I don't know what the child posted to social media, but as this guy said in this commentary, more than likely, she posted things to social media that she wasn't happy, as most shooters do. Probably made a threat, like most shooters do. Do you know how sad it is to hear a person say that? Like most shooters do. They post to social media. They make a verbal threat. But yet nobody listens, nobody believes them until it's too late. Just like here the past month and a half ago, 2 months, we had some incidents of some kids being cited for doing the same thing, making threats. And then somebody had the nerve to comment under the video, "What's the big deal?" What the hell you mean? What's the big deal? Oh, so we're supposed to let the kid continue to go to school making threats on social media and out in public? So we're supposed to sit and wait for him to shoot somebody, bring a gun to school? Then what would you have to say after that? Nothing. And you know, Queen, I bit their ass off. I let them have it. I said, did you just miss what happened recently? What, a shooting in the schoolhouse? Child made a threat and went in and shot the people in the school. So watch, because we're in Tennessee, this little boy should get favored. Nobody cares. Tennessee, Wisconsin, New York, Florida, who cares where it is? We aren't special here in Tennessee that we should let our children get a pass because they threatened someone on social media. Well, he didn't do anything. He was just playing. You know, Queen quit back. I said, oh, just like the one was playing the other day when he shot up the people at school. He was playing too, wasn't he? What was that, Georgia? He was playing too, wasn't he? Idiots. People are idiots. Hell yeah, you need to be suspended from school. And you don't need to come back ever. Where your mother and daddy decide to send you, the state, whoever has custody of you, that's on them. But you have no rights to public or private school. Period. First threat made in the classroom, in the hallway, on social media, riding on the school bus. I don't give a damn what he said. They can verify, play the audio, recognizes you, you're out of here. That's up to your mom and your daddy to get you counseling. Because we're not going to sit around here and wait to see what the fuck you're going to do tomorrow or the next day. So for you idiots out here that think it's okay for children to make threats of mass destruction in schools and harming people, just pray one day it's never your child or grandchild, or you're caught in a crossfire of gunfire from a child or somebody else. Pray that you won't be somebody having to bury a kid. It's ignorant people talk. That's why I was venting last night. It's stuff like that to show you how ignorant Americans are, just stupid. And as you're hearing this Fox commentary, we're the only country with these fucking problems. We don't know how to drive without drinking, getting drunk. Other countries don't have these fatalities and statistics. They don't have high recidivism of people going in and out of prison, jail. They don't have children running in school shooting each other. Here. 488. How many more days do we have until this month is out? A few weeks. How terrible will it be to hear something else? Although school will be, coming out for, fall break or whatever, but still. We shouldn't be hearing any stories of anyone being hurt at school. Bullying, inappropriate touching, groping, sending pictures, sex relations between students, staff, and children, threats made on social media. Stop. Just stop it. Oh, God, Gigi, cut it out. I felt bad earlier listening to the number, 488 shootings in U.S. schools this year. Nobody should be repeating that number. Nobody should be repeating that damn number. That's a high-ass number. You're almost at 500 for 2024. So just like when you go to the city county building in your jurisdiction, the courthouse, what do you see when you go in there? That little machine, just like you see at the airport. You're not getting ready to come in there with nothing. Nothing. And if you hear of a shooting at a courthouse, that's because they're stupid, a small town, hick town, that think bad things don't happen. And you can't think like that. Nobody should be able to get into a courthouse with a gun or a knife. You still walking around here thinking you're safe in your little small rural town, you are a fool. As you see that judge that got shot in Kentucky, that's my point. Trust no one. So, jails have a protocol, allegedly. That ain't been working out either. Prisons. But city county buildings have a protocol, courthouses, got the little booth thing you go through. Well, the rest of you all need to join and buy you one of those little booths. Be done with it. Schoolhouse, you need to come up with a solution for all entry points out of the door, back into the door. I get it. That's going to be expensive. Having somebody stand there because it might be a part of the school where it's several doors that the kids can go in and out of. And actually, one person can't, stand there and tag everybody coming through unless they keep those doors locked. And only keep one that you can go in and out of. And actually, that's going to take up time because the kids only got so many minutes to get between classes. I get it. It's going to be time consuming. It's going to be expensive. But somebody's got to do something because this is not working. If you're just allowing the children to walk into the schoolhouse without going through a machinery, that is where your problem starts. And even if we have those little machines in every school, when you have little outbuildings, that can be a problem because a child could call somebody and say, hey, bring me a knife, bring me a such and such. And then they walk out one of the side doors and somebody just walk up on the property and meet them, especially if it's got a lot of grass on the property. It ain't fenced in like a city school in a major city. There's your problem too. But something has to be done. So you're going to have to get somebody and cameras for every entry point. And somebody's just going to have to work all the damn entry points to a school, building, and outbuildings. That's just it. Expensive it's going to be. What other option do you have? You don't have any other options. We'll be right back here again before the year's out with 489. How many shootings do you want to keep talking about on the news? This is ridiculous. Something has to be done. Start with the front door. They come in, hands up, turn around, check the book bag, goes on the slider, just like you're in the airport, just like you're at the courthouse, same thing. Gonna have to do something. I'm sure there are going to probably be some suing going on. The school will probably be sued. School district will be sued by all those injured and those deceased, their relatives. And I'm sure the parents will probably be sued as well. They don't appear to be probably wealthy. It was a standard looking house. Didn't look, a very expensive home. Wasn't a great big home. It was a standard little house. But if it comes to light that they own the gun that was used, hell yeah, they're going to get sued. And they'll probably also be charged with accessory, not keeping their weapon contained in a lockbox. So does that weapon belong to one of the parents? I'm curious to that. And what was going on with this young lady? What type of problems had she had? Was she a problem child in school, at home? Was there abuse at home? Was she being picked on at school? What were her grades like? Did she have friends at school? Did she have outside friends? What was her life like? And what was going on in the head of this child to exact this crime? This is terrible. Because no child should ever feel alienated in the world to where they want to go out and exact harm against other people. She should be enjoying her life as a child. It's a wonderful thing to be a child. And I get it. Everybody don't have great parents, don't have a great home life. Some kids, they can't wait to get to school because that is home for them. Because they don't have a great home life. They don't have great parents. They're not getting everything they need at the house. Food, shelter, camaraderie, love, a pat on the back. School is all they got. So I don't know what's going on with this kid, but whatever it was, it's sad because she's not here. And yes, she did a terrible thing. Was she in counseling? Had counseling? Was it working? Not working? Neglected at home? What happened? Oh, Tony, thank you. Thank you. Prayers for the victims, prayers for those injured, prayers for the school, the staff, the children, the community, those who aided, fire department, FBI, police department, state troopers, hospital nurses, other agencies she mentioned that helped out. She named quite a few places, the mayor. And the mayor, thank you for being honest and transparent in your conversations with the reporters to let them know there are people grieving and you can wait on the names and you need to respect the process. Don't feed into the madness and the hype and the he said and the she said and who said what about the little girl. I'm just glad to know a YouTuber wasn't there jumping up. I want to know a name. I want to know the names. Oh, yeah, because you got some YouTubers, they were glad to jump in the mix too, pretending they're a reporter. I said that. Disrespecting the process. Subject number 2. The last subject for the hour, 42 minutes into this live stream. Thank you for joining me. Welcome to the Vault Excel. I got some strong feelings about what I'm about to say, and I'm going to tell you right now, some of you may not like what I'm going to say in this live stream, so all I'm going to tell you is as soon as you hear what you don't like, just kind of remove yourself, because I'm about to get real ignorant. This is going to be a spinoff of Live from the live last night. This is one of my rants. This case I'm about to play for you about a 7-year-old who has not been found and believed deceased, being on a boat with his father and the friend. Yeah, I'm on one now, baby. I'm on one now. Prayers to the victims' families of Rex Heuermann. Once again, he's been arrested for victim number 7. Victim number 7. Get her name again. Valerie Mack. I'm getting these stories mixed up. Hold on, everybody. Source.
I do.
Aha! Mary, cut it out. I'm behaving, Mary. You know I'm going to get ignorant.
We want to thank you for wrapping up your weekend with us. I'm Ariel Mallory. We're glad you chose Fox 10 News at 9. And the search for missing 7-year-old Hunter SLEZAK has ended. The Mobile County Sheriff's Office says they made the difficult decision this afternoon to end their weeks-long search. Now, Hunter was one of 3 people reported missing when their boat never returned near Dauphin Island. Our Ashlyn Mitchell was there as crews left the command post at Dauphin Island. Now, Ashlyn, it was an emotional day for everyone involved.
Yeah, it really. It's certainly not the outcome so many people were hoping for. Now, that said, the sheriff's office wants to stress that if any boaters or people on the beaches see anything, to contact them right away and they'll investigate. The sun has set on the search for Hunter SLEZAK, a precious 7-year-old boy who captured the hearts of people on the Gulf Coast and beyond.
He's become little Hunter to people on the island.
On November 29th, Hunter, his father Michael, and friend Sam Woolley went tripping in Pelican Bay, but they never came home. SLEZAK, who was the head baseball coach at Sims Middle School, and Woolley, a Vietnam veteran, husband, and grandfather, were both found dead in the water just south of Dauphin Island the next day. Hunter was nowhere to be found.
The mom wants her son recovered so she can, say a proper goodbye, and we will expend all resources that we have to help accomplish that.
And so launched a fervent search from the land, water, and sky. The tragedy prompting people from far and wide to help bring Hunter home.
It's just something that touched home, and I decided to do it. I had the boat, I had the capability, so we're going to attempt and hope to bring some closure to his mother.
That very quest for closure had many people in tears.
I feel so sorry for the mother there. I really do. Yeah, it's home.
One local mother, so touched by the search, drove to the water daily to pray for Hunter's return.
When I see another mom that's hurting, I can't not pray.
And then a vigil on Fort Morgan turned strangers into friends as they lit candles and threw flowers in the Gulf to honor Hunter's life.
I know what that feeling is when everything is normal and then it's just yanked out from under you.
Jeff Collier, mayor of Dauphin Island, commends each person who worked from sunup to sundown, sometimes through the night, to look for little Hunter.
We saw it with, residents and businesses bringing food and other supplies to the other first responders that were here. And I just think that's what Dauphin Island's all about, particularly in times of need like that.
A United Cajun Navy pilot says they flew Hunter's mother and Wooley's wife over the search area of Dauphin Island one last time on Sunday. An obituary on the Mobile Funeral Service website reads, quote, Hunter was full of smiles and gave lots of hugs and exemplified happiness. He watched out for others and was so kind. He loved his family, playing sports and being outside. He was so very loved and will be truly missed. While the search is over, Collier says the community has only grown closer.
It gives you a good feeling to know that so many people would step up in a time of need.
And if you'd like to read Woolley and Hunter's father's obituaries, we have them on our website at fox10tv.com. Again, the Mobile County Sheriff's Office encourages boaters and volunteers them right away with any leads.
Sorry.
Reporting live in studio, Ashley Mitchell, Fox 10 News.
Hunter SLEZAK. Search for him is over. Authorities are no longer searching for the 7-year-old Caucasian little boy. Father and friend were found in the water. What was the disposition of the father and the old man, the veteran, on the boat? What was the weather like? What was the water like? Why the fuck is he out on a boat at night? Yeah, I'm ignorant right now. Take the poll on my community page. Let's go to my community page before I get crunk, because I'm about to get ignorant. Oh, man. This goes back to what I was saying in the live last night. When are you people going to respect the earth? You don't have respect for the earth. Yeah, I'm saying that. I don't care if you like water. I don't care if you like swimming. I don't care if you like hiking, hunting, fishing. I don't care. Respect the earth. Excuse me. Should parents allow a child of any age on a fishing boat, day or night? Only 10 of you voted. Yes, 10%. No, 80%. Not sure, 0%. Over 16 years of age, 16. 10%. I think I meant to say 16 and over. Well, that's about the same thing. One person responded. Mary Fairy Fly. With life jackets and supervision, yes. I've been fishing with my daddy since I was 5, anywhere from the Okefenokee Swamp to the Tennessee River. Well, Mary, that's why you said, uh-oh. I don't think a 7-year-old should be on the boat at night. That's Queen's opinion. No. I don't know what they were doing on that boat. I don't know if they were drinking, talking, not paying attention, fell asleep. This is why. Because that child is depending on you to navigate this boat. He's a child. And even if he wasn't a child and you had other people on the boat, we are hoping and praying you know what you're doing. This is why I don't get on boats. One queen can't swim. She ain't fucking around with no boat. Now, when I was a little kid, I used to come to Tennessee every summer. They had me around water. But I know why I fear water. I don't have to tell why, but I know why I fear water. Okay? I have a picture right now of me and the little floaties. One of my little white friends were on one of those, I forgot what you call those boats, those old square boats with the metal bars and stuff. I'm on the boat with the floaties on. So I was around water. The point I'm making, I don't think a child should have been out there at that time of night. He's 7, he's still a baby. The water may have been choppy, wind high, I don't know. I haven't heard because I haven't dug in the story. All I'm saying is the mother should not have allowed her child to go on the boat. That's just me. Hell no. You going fishing, shrimp fishing, whatever the hell you doing, shrimping, you ain't taking my baby. He can see the depth. Oh, pontoon boat. My baby can see the water a different time. I don't recommend going on no boat at night. I just don't. Every time I look at a story here in Tennessee pertaining to a boat and the lake, it's always a death. And the one thing I always hear in the story is that the person could swim. But what they leave out is that people like to horseplay, people like to hold people underwater, people like to drink and swim, people like to drink and drive a boat. No, 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 no. You cannot drink and swim. You cannot drink and drive a boat. And you definitely don't get out there and do it at nighttime. That is the worst time to be goofing around on a lake, in the river, is at night. In the boat, in the water, I don't recommend it. And I sure as hell don't recommend having no kid out there. So how did everybody die? Ain't nobody thought about that, huh? How did 3 people die on this boat? Help me understand. The water was choppy, boat jumping up and down, flipped over. What? What was the size of the boat? What kind of boat was it? Was the boat sinking? Had a hole in it? Or was it deliberate? And I'm sure many people don't want to hear that. I ask all the questions. Was somebody on the boat suicidal? Mad at the world? I'm taking these people down. Old man pushed the guy over, pushed the kid over. I don't know. Then he jumped in. I don't know. Or the dad, mad at the world, vengeful. This was his opportunity to unalive himself and his kid. I don't know. Help me understand. What was the weather like? What was the water like? Because if it was still in the night, the water was still, There's no reason that those 3 people should not have returned. Checkmate. Bring me a receipt of the water and the weather. That's it. I agree, not at night. I don't want to be on water at night unless it's swimming pool with lights. Yeah, because that's the reason why you shouldn't be out at night on a boat, whether you can swim or not. Worst case scenario, and that's what I talked about last night in my live stream pertaining to going out into nature. Water is also nature. Something pops off, medical emergency, something goes wrong with the boat. GPS stops working, whatever. The boat's starting to take on water. The weather changes. You've got to think quick to get yourself out this situation, and you may not be able to. And help may not be able to come to you depending on how far out you are, on the water or out into the wilderness. This is why you don't carry your ass out in the wilderness and on the water at fucking night. You ain't on no big boy cruise ship. Hell no. I'm not here to tell you shouldn't like hiking, hunting, fishing, boating. That is your prerogative. But you have to use common sense that something can go wrong. And that's what's wrong with a lot of people who love nature. You don't think that something won't go wrong. Oh, I got this. We're under control. Blah, blah, blah. I got the food. I got the snacks. Got the floaties. I got the life jackets. So that's another question. When they found the men, did they have life jackets on? Oh, Queen getting gritty. Did they have life jackets on? Did the little boy have his life jacket on when he got on the boat? Somebody take it off. Did the men have life jackets on? What happened? How are 3 people missing? Well, 2 dead, excuse me, 1's missing. Little boy had never been found. Father and old man found. What the hell happened? Where's the boat? Where's the boat? Just ridiculous. Excuse the background. Got my window open. Folks acting ignorant. This is just terrible, terrible, terrible. My prayers are with this woman who has now lost her husband and her child. But the point still remains, ma'am. You allowed your husband to take your small child out at night. I don't think that was a good idea. And I'm sure you're beating yourself up. And maybe you had reservations. Maybe you told the husband, no, I don't want this. I don't want my baby going out there. So then you got to ask that question. How many times has the child been out on a boat at night? Could the father swim? Could the old man swim? Could the little boy swim? That type of water won't even matter. Because that's a lot of fucking water. Okay? It's a lot of water. And most people who drown can swim. For those that didn't know. Because the water is its own entity. You can drown in 3 feet of water. Okay? So imagine being in a river, or ocean, or lake. Have mercy. And how scary that would be to fall in the water, be pushed into the water. And you can actually swim, but you would panic. Some people would panic. And even if you could swim and you don't panic, you still got to have the fortitude to figure out how you're going to get yourself out of that water. And if you're way out and fall in the water, now you're going to do what? Float? You want to keep your eyes open because you want to make sure you can go see land, any type of lights, to at least swim in that direction. It's bad, man. This is bad. The search is over for this hunter, SLEZAK. The mother wants to give her child a proper burial. She has to be in a very terrible place right now, losing her husband, the elderly friend, and now knowing that 10 out of 10, her son is no longer alive, her 7-year-old child. I did not hear that he had any other brothers and sisters. So imagine losing your only child. This has to be very devastating. But I'm tapping on her shoulder as well, mother. You should not have let this man take your child out there on that damn water. Your husband. I said that. Because he's a baby. And I don't believe nobody should go out in the dark. And I'm going to tell you what the first thing I was thinking. I started thinking crazy stuff. Oh, remember we had the kayak story and he was alive and he went over to Europe. But this story, the father pops up dead. So the first thing I thought of was the macabre. Did the father do it on purpose? Could the father have jumped in the water, threw the baby in the water, threw the old guy over in the water? Took a couple of beers, said his last hurrah, because you don't know people. And this is a terrible thing to think about. But after that kayak story, that's exactly what I was thinking. Deception. Could this have been a suicide mission? So until I get a receipt of the weather, the state of the boat, I don't know what to think. I'm 50 years old, and my daddy said the first thing we do when getting on the boat is life jackets go on. Okay, I would panic, especially in the ocean. I don't swim in the ocean. It's a whole other world down there. Yes, just like the river. You've heard them talk about the river when retrieving cars. You know, like when people have been going missing and somebody decides to go in the river to check. It's so murky in there. I pray for the people who go in and dive to go down there, which I was watching a video not too long ago, and they were in, I believe it was Ohio, and they were pulling these cars out or something, where these guys went and stole these cars, and they ended up in the river. Just a mess. And the black boy, he's been missing all this time, and everybody kept thinking he was in the back of one of these SUVs or in the SUV, but when they pulled him out of the water, he wasn't. So I don't know where that little boy is, but I got a feeling these young people know exactly where he is. Just a thought, the divers were, motioning and having to come up out the water with the SUVs. And I don't think people realize how hard that work is going down there to look for whatever, car, human, whatever. It's murky. Nasty murk. And I'm telling you, when they brought those two black SUVs up, they were filled with whatever they call that, soot, murk, whatever. It was black on the trucks, front, back, the wheels, inside the seats. You could see it from where they had the camera on the trucks coming out of the water, was just filled black mud. Now imagine you fall in that. Suffocated, besides drowning in the water, all that murk down there. The water is cruel. You love the water, there's nothing wrong with that. That's your choice. You like to fish, as I said, you like to swim, that's your choice. But you need to know the water is his own entity, and he can be cruel, and he will take your ass out. Whether you can swim or not, he does not care. He is free flowing, and he can be your enemy. And that's what people need to understand about swimming, about fishing, about horse playing around, not wearing a life jacket, drinking on a boat. Don't horse around. Don't drink on the boats, because that's the worst time to find out what you're made of. And many people have. Just like jumping off of cliffs and quarries and things. You don't know what's under that water. Why are you jumping in there? People get injured all the time jumping off of cliffs, young people horsing around. Because nobody told you to carry your ass down in there. You want to go down in there. The earth didn't tell you, I want you here. Oh yeah, come on, get in the ocean. Come on. Yeah, come on, get in this lake. Come on, get in this river. Come on. No, the earth is not calling you. Respect it. It has its place. Just like the mountains, the canyons, it is there for a reason. It's there for a reason. The bobcats, the cougars, the different type of animals, that's their world. That's not your world. Going into the mountains, climbing the highest peaks. Why? Why do you feel like you have something to prove? Oh, I can go up there. Oh, I don't care if I lose my toes, my fingers fall off. I'm going to do it. Pass out before you even get halfway up the mountain. Stop. Appreciate nature for what it is. You can see the snow-capped mountains from where you live, wherever you're traveling. Consider that a beautiful thing. Why not appreciate it for what it's worth? You don't have to be in it to prove it's beautiful. So you could take a selfie. Oh, I hiked all the way up and made it to the waterfalls and blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? You got to bring your ass back down. Now it's dark, getting dark. Now you got to make your way down several miles to come back down the mountain. Just because you want to take a selfie at the waterfalls. I'm just keeping it real. We have got to learn to just accept things for what they are worth. That we don't have to be there. We don't need to take a selfie. We don't need to take a video. We don't need to be a part of the earth. You're already a part of the earth by walking around. Know your role. Know your place. A 7-year-old is now gone. Okay? A 7-year-old is now gone. No playing, no birthdays, no more holidays. Christmas is coming up. No Christmas for this 7-year-old. All because his parents allowed him to go on a boat at night, hanging with grown people on the water. He had no place out there. And nobody will make me believe he had a place out there. It's not a place for a 7-year-old. Middle of the fucking ocean at night. For what? Had the boat been checked out thoroughly? Had the boat had problems recently? As I said, was the water choppy, gotten choppy? GPS stopped working? What? I don't know. Were they reaching for something while they were shrimping? Somebody got caught in the net. The other one reached for him to try to help. They both fell over. Then we've got a 7-year-old. He's panicking. Maybe he decided to jump in. Daddy, daddy. See, I don't know. I don't know how it went. All I know, 3 went in the water. 2 were found. And 1, which is a 7-year-old, he's still missing. Don't know, Gigi. That's why I'm sitting here asking all those questions. Drinking, not paying attention, dozed off. Elizabeth, they're shrimping. So where's the boat? Does the boat show proof of shrimping? Does the boat show some type of hole, took on water? Hell, is the boat missing? Because if the boat's missing, then that means the boat went down. So where's the boat? What is the state of the boat? We can definitely get more answers. We find out about the boat. If the boat sustained on top of the water without the participants. Because if the boat sank, that would make sense why those people ended up in the water. That's my commentary. Know your role. Don't involve your children in things just because you like them. Please check out my live stream from last night. Oh, I give the business last night. I had a lot on my mind. And I said in that live, and I'm saying it in this live as well, we all at some point have to own our SHIT. We have to know when to fold. We have to know when to say, I'm doing too much. I need to slow down. And this story of a 7-year-old not being found in the ocean is a perfect example of doing too much. He had no business out there. He had no business out there. And now this woman is having to grieve her husband and her child. So you know she's in a very terrible place. School shooting, another scenario. You see that a person is struggling, a child, render help if you can. Naturally, you can't tell a parent how to raise their child. Child may confide in you. You don't feel comfortable telling the parent, hey, your child is suffering. You need to get your child some help ASAP. Something needs to be done because not speaking up is the reason we have these stories. Something has to be done in our schools. Proper security, man, woman power. Walking around the school, walking in and out of the bathrooms, walking around the cafeteria, walking around all entry points, outside, inside, noticing the signs that somebody is suffering. You see something on Facebook, IG, TikTok that don't look right, sound right, alert authorities. And parents, you need to do your fucking job at home. You need to do your job at the house because that's where all this nonsense starts, is at the house. You're not in tune to your kids. You're not trying to talk to your kids. You're absent. You're working. You're getting high. You're drinking. Whatever the hell you're doing, you need to watch your damn children. You need to know the signs that something's not right. Your child is holed up in their room all damn day playing video games and talking to themselves and don't want to interact, and you all don't sit at the table to eat dinner. Everybody's doing their own thing right now. That's the hell what's wrong with everybody. Texting people from other rooms because you're too lazy to get up and say, hey, dinner's ready. Hey, we're getting ready to go. Sending a text. And you're in the same damn house. Huh? What is wrong with us? You all have allowed this bullshit to run your brain cell. That and this little thing I'm streaming through. You have lost your way. That you are out of touch with people talking, conversing. Even the men, they don't even know how to hold a fucking conversation. I'll text you. You want me to text you? Can I text you? Hell no, don't text me nothing. That guy asked me the other night, you want me to text or call? I said, yo, you can call me. You see he ain't called today. And that's fine as well. I'm not worried. I'm not upset. I'm not going to text him, and I'm not going to call him. Because he asked, which would I prefer. He is yet to do so. I'm fine with that. As this young lady said on YouTube the other day, I'm not putting pressure on nothing, towards nothing. It ain't meant to be, then it ain't meant for me. Exactly. But this computer, laptop, iPad, video games, texting, give it a rest. You have no need to be texting somebody in the same house. For what? You grew up, what did your mother tell you? She hollered from upstairs, downstairs. Come on, let's go. Put your shoes on. We're going out the door. Send your fucking text. We got to get it together. We have become too consumed with this box here. Gotta have the latest this. Gotta be an iPhone. Gotta be, I don't give a damn about an iPhone. I don't care about this damn thing. She been acting crazy today, doing the same thing, screen jumping and all over the place. And you can't hit the app. You can't move the screen. I be like, F this. I want to throw this damn thing in a damn garbage. I don't want to be consumed by no phone. I don't want to be consumed by no computer. I don't want to be bothered. Just like before I went live, it was telling me it couldn't connect. Well, the Wi-Fi bill paid, why can't it connect? And why the hell am I worried about a Wi-Fi bill when I'm streaming off my data? So anybody in the tech, put it on my community page. Why is it choppy? And I have data. What I'm trying to say is you don't want to become disconnected to socializing. You don't want to get dependent on this cell phone, computer devices, video games, not talking to people, interacting with people. We need to go back to the old ways where we stopped by people's houses, we knocked on the door, we sat for a while, we laughed, we ate a little something, drank a little something, sat outside on the front porch, back porch, laughed, had a good time. And actually, there are people who still do that, but you're still going to have people who will be outside looking at this and looking at their cell phone the whole time. Just like when you go out to eat, people are looking at the cell phones through the entire dinner. They're sitting at home at the dinner table looking at the cell phone. Needs to be a rule. Rules. You don't come to the table with an iPad, device, gaming system, nothing. You bring your whole body. You leave your iPad phone in your room. Then you put your plate away. If there's chores to be done, boom, then you can go upstairs and do what you want to do with your stupid phone. You got to set boundaries. You got to have some rules. This is the very reason why a lot of children are wayward. It's like, I don't really know what happened in that schoolhouse with that little girl. Something happened. Was she bullied at the school? I don't know. But it's going to be a shame to find out that she was. Because then you're thinking to yourself, this is a Christian school. But then the flip side is, a bully's a bully. Private school, Catholic school, public school, don't matter. We got to get in tune. We got to tighten up. Because we have gone just too far with all this device, electronics, posting, taking pictures, building on fire. You pull your camera out. You can't wait to show it. You're running for your life. Madman's chasing you. You got to go live. I've seen it all. Dire situations and people pulling out their cell phones. Hiding under the desk at work and a man shooting folks at Walmart. You got your phone out. There we go, fire truck. While I'm talking, there's an emergency somewhere. Rex Heuermann, 7th victim. How many victims are there? How many people has he unalived? Will we find out that he's on the down low as well? He likes men. The Asian man was, I believe, a transgendered person. So did he seek out transgendered sex workers? Because if we're going back to 93, that's a long time. And he got arrested a year ago. So when did he stop unaliving? Or did he stop? What did the wife know? What did the daughter know? What did the son know? Separate cases, separate trials now. He has pled not guilty to Miss Valerie Mack today in court. And as I said before at the beginning of this live stream, there's no way his lawyer, district attorney, how you all can come to the agreement of second-degree murder when the body count is stacking up. It's deliberate. You can't kill somebody 7 times, kill 7 different people accidentally. It's unheard of. That'd be no different than being a nurse or a doctor. 7 of your patients just so happen to pop up dead while in surgery or while on your watch as a nurse. Oh, I don't know what happened. I must have gave her too much insulin. Well, what happened to Bob? I guess I gave him too much insulin. Well, what happened to Peter? You see where I'm going? 7 people. How is it second-degree murder for Valerie Mack? It's bullshit. And it's disrespectful to even say that. His first kill may have been accidental. A little rough play, a little strangulation. Oh, she's dead. But you got to have proof of that. Because one, he's not going to tell you he's a killer. Two, he's not going to admit, yeah, I've been out here hunting deliberately. DNA says otherwise. So that's why I said 7 times. How is it second-degree murder? That's my commentary. Thank you for joining me. Happy holidays, everybody. I'm going to try to go live this week, and we're going to talk about shopping. We're going to talk about what you all have plans for the holidays. Are you going to travel? Are you going to stay home? Are you cooking? What have you bought? What have you not bought? Can you afford to buy? Do you have a shopping problem, shopping addiction? Do you go out of control at Christmas, buying this and this and this when you really don't need to? Do you go broke at Christmas? Do you go in debt at Christmas? Is your house hoarded up with goodies from last year that you bought for Christmas and you really didn't need? Who are you buying for this Christmas? We're going to talk about all that. Yes, I think he's behind a lot of deaths too. I looked up NY rules about how they categorize it. It's weird, but she's not the only one that's second degree. Yeah, that's what I figured. See you later, glitters. And that's what I'm saying. When you get to body number 2, how can you say it's second degree murder? We're not 7 people. We still have some other bodies that they're doing DNA on. See, that's what they've been doing this whole time. And as I said in the earlier part of this live stream, they have been working vigorously to link these dead people to him or not to him. So while he's sitting up here playing duck, duck, goose, and I'm innocent and I didn't do anything and don't want to admit he killed these people, you're just helping the state prosecutor rack up bodies to your fucking DNA. That's why you know he's a dodo bird. You're an architect, but you are dumb. Former architect. He's a dumb former architect. He's not that smart. Because anybody with sense would say, let me get this over with. They've already linked me to this one, this one, this one. I've got to get out of here. Because as I said, what are the odds even with that? Your DNA is linked to several dead people. So like I said, it's no different than being a nurse or a doctor. Well, we got 7 people on your watch dead. Do you know how this happened? I don't have any idea. Kind of like having 7 dogs and they mysteriously die. You had what? 7 cats? They're dead? Yeah, I don't know what happened. Seven cats, 7 dogs, 7 humans. Pay attention. 7 prostitutes. Your DNA, somewhere on them, in them, but you didn't kill them. Well, then who did it? The boogeyman? And I won't doubt that Asa, she knows a whole lot about Rex Heuermann and his little nasty ways. You'd be surprised what people know about their loved ones. There are people who actually know that their loved ones have murdered people, sexually assaulted them, molested them, aided in a crime, unalived them. Because how many true crime stories have we heard over the years of somebody getting on the witness stand saying, oh yeah, by the way, Pookie told me he murdered that girl, that wife, that sister, whomever, the neighbor. Oh yeah, one night when we were in bed, he told me that he murdered her, but he didn't mean to. And you've been holding a secret and still sleeping with him. A lot of people do kiss and tell. And a lot of you probably sitting here thinking, really, Queen? Mm-hmm. That's why I just said. You would probably be surprised at how many people who have unalived people and told it to someone and told them not to ever tell, or they'd end up the same damn way. Or didn't threaten them, just told it. As I said, pillow talk. Because you have people who are really ill and they don't mind sharing those dirty secrets with somebody so they can be connected, have somebody connected to them in that deviance. And I think they do it also as bait to see how far or how loyal to them. So they can people, and you don't say anything, you don't call authorities, then they feel like, hell, I might involve you one day. You didn't tell on me. There's a documentary I want everybody to check out because I fell asleep on it the other night, but I'm going to watch it tonight. It's about the Grim Sleeper, the black man who was killing prostitutes, street women in Los Angeles many moons ago. Please check that out. It's on Tubi. It's a newer documentary that's been made, and I'm going to finish watching it, and I'm going to try to pull it up on YouTube and share it to my community page if indeed you are interested. But one more person is voted on the poll about allowing a child of any age to be on a fishing boat day or night. 9% of you said yes, you would allow a child to be on a boat. 73% of you said no, and 16 over 18%. Now here's some more crazy stuff about a human head. That. I ain't touching that story. I don't want to talk about nobody body parts chopped up. Good night, Gigi. Thank you. Like, share, subscribe, drop your comments below this video. Take the polls on my community page. Take the test. See how loyal your friends and family are. Tell them you don't have a car, your car's in the shop, and ask for a ride for 2 days. And come back and post under that post on my community page. Let me know who came through for you when they thought you didn't have a car. That was what I talked about in my live stream last night about loyalty. Take the test. Follow me on the Newsbreak app. And information. Got some new followers over there. Thank you all so much. And those who came over here to YouTube to follow me, I appreciate it. And those who followed me over there, I appreciate it. God bless all of you. Oh, yes, you are late. I'm about to leave, Heidi. But thanks for coming in. If you'd like to donate to this great network, $begin. Always welcome during the live stream. This was a 3-part live. HEUREMANN. He's been charged in a new murder of Valerie Mack, 24 years of age, back in 2000, when she last was seen. I talked about the Wisconsin shooting, and also this young 7-year-old who has not been found yet. His father and father's friend were discovered in Alabama waters on a fishing trip. Don't know what happened, but I asked all the questions. Weigh in. I've also shared that video, I believe, to my community page if you want to give your commentary underneath that video. God bless all of you. Happy holidays. If you see something, say something. Be a part of the solution, not the problem. Mind the children. Be safe. Watch what you post. Watch your parcels. Don't leave things outside for the pirates to steal. Leave your lights on inside the house, outside the house. Be careful shopping. Be careful going to your car late night. Don't take a lot of stuff to the car. Not being aware. Take people with you if you're going to shop at night. Don't do a lot of online shopping if you can prevent it, as not to get your cards hacked. I know a lot of you like shopping online. I'm not an online shopper. But anyway, just telling you to be careful and be aware of your faculties, because you can get scammed a multitude of ways. And now they're talking about the cell phone, texting, getting your information out there through your text messages. That's the newest thing besides the TikTok and the Chinese spying. I'm out of breath. Thank you. Thank you, Tony. Some of you probably hadn't heard about that. But that's the latest the government saying you need to be careful what you're texting, that possibly someone is watching your text messages through your phone. Lord have mercy. I give up. I just give up. I don't know what to say anymore. Chinese in the TikTok spine, now you can't talk on your damn phone. Well, like I told somebody, they got an earful from me, baby, the past couple of months, because I've been cussing a certain somebody out through text messages and voicemails. Whoever spine, they got an earful. They said, damn, she was going off. Hell yeah. She called him everything but the child of God. I did. Love you all. Thanks for following this network. Happy holidays, everybody. Merry Christmas. You have been listening to the Vault XL. Thank you.